And I do want to get into the videos, but just let me finish the day the laughter died thing. So when David Geffen says to me, see, what I always prided myself on, because I became, even though I wanted the acting career, I had two careers going now. I was building as a comic. Actually, Dallas was the first place I headlined as a comic in the mid-'80s at a place called the, I forgot the name of the place. Don't even fucking matter. It was a club. You do two weeks at a clip, and I just started headlining. You know, by the time I was, I don't know, 24, 25. And the thing was, yeah, Mitzi didn't understand it at that point because she knew comics with, think of old time, think of what the fuck, his face, homely as a plate full of assholes. What was his name? No, not Don Rickles, who also wasn't a gorgeous guy, but my favorite of all time. He came from that time. He looked like Gates. Hackett. Buddy Hackett. Think of Buddy's fucking face.
Yeah.
You think that guy's going to be confident?
Right.
He knows what he looks like. So he's going to be self-deprecating. And that's how comics would get laid back there, you know, in those times. They weren't good-looking people. Today, you got better-looking people.
But Lenny Bruce is a good-looking guy.
Yeah, which his mother said to me. That was a big compliment because I'm with Mitzi, and Mitzi would say to Sally, because I used to sit with Sally at Schwab's, you know, and she'd always go, "Oh, you're handsome like my Lenny." It was a compliment because I knew he was a nice-looking guy. And Mitzi would say to Sally, she'd go, "He's a movie star. He's not even a comic." You know, she never had that. All those comics back then, just look at them. Look at the pictures on the wall at the Comedy Store, and you'll know. But just to get back to the day the laughter died, because people are listening. So Geffen tells me why. Why does this have to be? Why can't we just trash this? And I go, because it's never been done. Every comic gets recorded. They do their very, very best to kill. I did my best to bomb. You know, I just wanted to see what I could come up with in front of a couple people. He goes, "But why a double album? Why can't it just be a..." I go, "Same reason. Never done." Okay? And Mitzi, by the way, would come to the arenas with me when I did the Forum. I'd pick her up in the limo. She'd fly to New York. She was at the Garden. She was at the Meadowlands, which sold out. At that time, Meadowlands, biggest arena ever, 21,500, sold out in 40 minutes. That my agent, Dennis Offer, at that time, who the only other comic he's ever handled was Rodney. And I've been with him and Pete Pappalardo for 35 years, okay, my whole career. And when Dennis saw me do the Rodney special, he came over to me. He goes, "I've seen every comic. I come to every one of Rodney's specials. I never wanted any of them. I want you." And I've been with him all this time. And so I'll tell you the rise to the arenas, but so Mitzi comes over my house. I'm just trying to keep my place here for you. After the David Geffen experience, okay? And she goes, "I want to hear this album. I'm hearing things about it, you know, and it's not out yet, you know." So I put on a CD, and she's listening. You know, Mitzi, she's always truthful, you know, tells you how she thinks. And she goes, "Andrew, what is this?" I go, and I want to laugh in the face, but I got to keep it straight. I go, "It's my new album. What do you think?" She goes, "It's going to ruin your career." I go, "This? I don't think so. Just like you told me about Dice would never work. You know, it's not going to ruin the career." I go, "Don't want." She goes, "I don't want to see your career. You work so hard to get to." I go, "Don't worry about it. Bottom line, album comes out, 4 days, gold. I don't even know how many platinums it is to this day. It's the biggest selling comedy album ever, as far as I know. Okay? The biggest comedy. And for comics, it's like a Bible for some fucking reason. See, I don't see what you see. I just know I like being a guy that did things first. See, that's what I loved about Elvis. When Elvis came along, there was nobody for him to talk to go, how do I handle being Elvis?
But do you understand, like, the just the ability to put out something of you bombing in the height of your stardom? Do you know how nuts that is? Like, it's really hilarious. I know you just did it because you wanted to be first, but it's just what you're doing is so crazy.
So different.
Yeah.
So different. Yeah, I could go into a club or an arena.
I think if the internet was around back then, people would have understood it. They would have gotten into it. I think back then it was so hard because all you had was like MTV or VH1.
Exactly. And think of that.
Just the narratives were weird.
Think of the fact that you don't have internet, and in less than a week, it's 500,000 sold.
Yeah.
It was selling faster than like Eminem albums when he came out.